this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Monday, February 1st. And so February is going to be an interesting month. I think it's a month of progression, but it's definitely a month where I think that we dive deep into some of our deepest internal thought processes and we work through them. And so I also think what it does is align you with what you desire the most. And that's actually the most important thing to pull away from this month. I think the first 2 weeks definitely are going to decipher fact from fiction, secrets from, the reality, idealizing your outcome to actually what is the actual potential of that outcome? I think we're going to be wrestling a lot with that as we align ourselves with hope, but the reality of what we're hopeful for. It is definitely one of those months where we learn a lot and we align ourselves with the right perspectives. So we start out the month with a lot of Scorpio energy. So I definitely want to talk about what Scorpio energy is for those of you that don't know a lot about Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is that energy that aligns us with desire and passion and determination. And it also aligns ourselves with the deepest desires. So sometimes our deepest desires, what motivates us is actually not positivity. It's fear and, suppression and obsession and jealousy. And so for those that are working in a really high vibration, right, this is passion, desire, this is, excitement, this is, aligning ourselves with new outcomes. But for some of us, we're going to be feeling in the lower vibrations, we're going to be feeling this whole Mars and Scorpio quincunxing Uranus and Aries. And when that's happening, what that's really doing is really jolting you out of some sort of unrealistic expectation. You are starting to face some of your demons. You're starting to understand your psychology and the limitations of your psychology. You're starting to understand some of these obsessive things that you do and how they're actually sabotaging outcomes. Those are just for the people that are working in the lower vibration. For some of us, we're experiencing passion and an alignment with passion. Desire is starting to reignite our lives and steer us in the right direction. So I kind of just want to tell you a little bit about it because I will be talking a lot about this whole Mars and Scorpio quincunxing Uranus and Aries. And Uranus and Aries is asking us to individuate ourselves and to stand out and to really break free from some sort of limitation. And when it's quincunxing Uranus and Aries, what it's doing is it's saying break free from psychological limitation, break free from obsessive natures, break free from the inability to actually look at ourselves realistically, right? And not idealize what we have to give, but actually look at it and say, okay, this is my psychology, these are my limitations, and this is what I have to work with and move forward with that. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with this whole, okay, look, everybody has some sort of psychological limitation at some point. And I actually have Neptune in Scorpio in my 6th house. So of course that suggests that there is some psychological darkness that is associated with my mental well-being. And that is just that I'm very interested in the dark side of psychology and what motivates us and what obsessions that people have that motivate them into facing their demons or not facing their demons, actually succumbing to their demons. So that's always going to be something that's like, who I am and how I align my self. So that's why I do a lot of psychological research just independently, but I'm also very, very interested in psychology and the dark side of psychology. And so that's why a lot of my readings kind of steer toward this psychological aspect and not toward, hey, let's just go and live life to the fullest. It's like, no, let's grow. Let's face our demons. Let's move forward. So today, the moon in Scorpio is going to be conjunct with Mars in Scorpio. And at this time, we have Mars in Scorpio is actually in a quincunx with Uranus and Aries. So what this suggests to me is that if you are caught in a negative vibration, and remember, there is always two sides to energy, and I like to cover them equally. So the negative vibration is, this is just, you're done. Something is striking a chord internally. It is actually a psychological chord. And so basically this is some sort of fear, some sort of oppressed thought process, some sort of obsessive nature that you have. And I think it's coming to a head. I think what's happening is you're starting to understand that there's some sort of psychological impact on your life that you need to get under control. And you're facing it because the energies are pushing those buttons right now, pushing you to become passionate about something. And as you're becoming passionate about something, it's revealing both the dark side of that energy and the light side of that energy. Now, for some of you that have been working on your psychology and been, going to counseling, and, you've really, the Pluto-Uranus squares, you've worked through all of those psychological button pushing sessions. This is really positive energy. But for some of you that really honestly, every time you get these buttons pushed, you absolutely self-destruct. This is going to be a couple weeks of riding along that crazy roller coaster ride of, how do you stabilize psychological energy? It is going to, in a negative vibration, this energy is going to intensify a situation so much so that it's going to force you to see, to absolutely look at your demon. But for some of you, that's okay, because you've saw it and you're like, I'm not changing it. It's too hard. I'm just going to succumb every single time and sabotage my success. Obsessive tendencies may escalate in this energy over the next couple weeks. That's highly possible in this energy. Unpredictable situations may increase and start to push that button, that annoying button that makes you want to freaking snap. And basically what this is doing is the universe is trying to say, here's your weakness. You don't want to acknowledge it, so I'm going to make it escalate to the point to where you can't help but see it. Unpredictable situations may increase. The shadow side of your psychology, absolutely, in this energy. Some of you may face who you really are. More importantly, some of you may face the types of people that you're attracting who have some sort of psychological aspects. So maybe you grew up around some sort of psychological deficiency when you were younger that you have suppressed, and you're like, I don't want to deal with it. Like, I've moved on. I've created success in my life, but you keep attracting like that wrong person, that psychologically unstable person. And you're like, I don't get it. Like, what is going on? Buttons are being pushed, and you have to own up to the way that you select people. If you have empty buckets in your life, emotional buckets, then what you're doing is attracting people that help you face the fact that there's a deficiency, there's a weakness, there's a yearning for something to be fulfilled. And if you're not facing it, then what you're doing is attracting a lot of that energy right now into your life that's helping you face this psychological deficiency. This is going to make people who have mental instability absolutely crack, and it's going to create a bunch of impatient, temperamental, just energy that will just create drama in these people. And I think what this is trying to push us toward is for the people that are on, a psychological exploration of, what they're aligning themselves with, and the fact that they're wanting to align themselves with something that's like, you're trying to increase the stability in your life. Remember, we have all this, Pluto in Capricorn energy. What's happening is we have to face where we're unstable so that we can create stability. And so for some of us, what this is doing is pushing and pushing. The energy is pushing that button to make you realize that, guess what? You can't hide. You can't hide from the people in your life. You can't hide from this deficiency in your life. And again, all of this is only associated with the negative vibration and energy. But just pay attention. If you're starting to encounter a bunch of mentally unstable situations in your life, it doesn't have to be yours. It just has to be from other people that you are attracting. You might want to align yourself with what attracts me to those people. And then what empty emotional desires do I have that keep those types of people being some sort of attraction, or the need to have those people in your life? You're going to want to explore that. Now, the positive vibration, I'm going to leave you with the positivity because there's a lot. That was a big, huge mental heaviness that I just laid on people. So we have Mars in Scorpio, which is conjunct with Scorpio. So some of you that are working in a high vibration and this energy just rocks you and you're feeling a lot of passion and desire, and the momentum, the intensity that it's turning up is just absolute enthusiasm. It's igniting that emotional desire to create a better life, a better outcome for yourself. Some of you are experiencing Pluto empowering you, right? So Pluto actually rules a Scorpio energy. So when Pluto is in a positive sextile, having a conversation with Mars and Scorpio and the Moon, which is conjunct in Scorpio, this is emotional momentum and desire. There is nothing better than when the planet of power is having a lovely conversation with the Moon that's in Scorpio, because that's desire, and that's ultimate desire. That's the depths of your soul desiring an outcome and you aligning yourself with that. So this is empowering, goal-oriented energy in its highest vibration. Scorpio energy goes so deep. And so I'm so happy when it has this lovely sextile conversation. And you've got the planet of power, right? Pluto. And then you've got the Mars, which is in Scorpio, which is the planet that rules passion and endurance and determination and really a goal-setting energy. And then we also have, the Moon, which is our emotional momentum. We have a lot of energy aligning us with personal power, giving us the courage to move forward, the courage to follow our desires, and the courage to align ourselves with what we desire. It is positive thinking regarding a goal. You're like, damn, this is just heart-based, soul-based, water-based energy. By the way, Scorpio energy is water. So for some of us, it's turbulent, but for some of us, it's smoothing out the turbulent waters, and it's just going down the river. And there is just the most beautiful sense of peace when you hear a trickling brook, right? When you want to align yourselves with just like relaxation, and you hear that water it's like a trickling water. That is what Scorpio energy can create as well. Aligning yourself with a partnership that generates positive outcomes is so amazing in this energy, especially if it's somebody that understands your deepest psychology, yet still aligns with you, still loves you. This is somebody that I think what it's aligning you with is somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can truly bare your soul, right? That person, and you know that you're accepted in love, and you know that they're not going to judge you and leave you. That's really powerful energy, and that is something that I can honestly say is a gem if you have in your life. Intense desires increase, which provides emotional momentum to overcome past failures, karmic debts, and the way you self-sabotage yourself and the unconscious blocks you have. So aligning yourselves with people. So we attract those in our lives that mirror us. So if some of you are on this big power trip, and it's a wonderful power trip, right? You are feeling aligned, you're feeling good, you've been working through some stuff, and life is just going so much better. Then what you're doing is you're attracting a lot of people that provide you emotional, psychological support. And the reason why I'm talking so much about psychology is because, you know, honestly, Scorpio energy and Pluto energy actually rules the human psychology. And so, and there's this, and I want you to understand, for you to have success, you have to have psychological stability and psychological growth. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.